Hello.
Hey there, how are you? Fantastic
Great.
to see you. We had sort of our little game plan to start, or let's call in 5 minutes early. Let's get things rolling. And well, that clearly didn't work. So I'm super excited to see you.
Yes, nice to see you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Perfect.
And we've got some fabulous people here. Let's see who's here so far.
So the eyes are people watching. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Where it says 14 eyes.
Correct. Exactly.
Oh boy.
Right. And let me make you, I'm going to make you my co-host here. This is so exciting. So that your G turns to an H.
That's kind of a big step, don't you think?
I know. But I think you're ready. I think you're ready.
Are you going to ask me some hard questions? Because it's been a while.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
You're frozen.
Oh, there we go. Plus H. And let's see if that's going to work. I think it worked. I think it
looks
worked.
like it, yes.
It looks like it, yes. Did you change to an H now? You're co-hosting?
Yes. Yeah.
I still see you as a G, but I'm not sure why that is. So I have an inaugural episode 000 prop here. TL, yeah, Blab is still beta, but come a long way. Yeah, this is still way beta. And Alfred says that Catherine still has a G, so I'm not sure why that is. Let's see. I probably screwed this up 17 different ways. That's why it's episode 000. No, I guess the co-host, maybe the co-host just changes color or something. I still have you as a co-host.
Orange H.
So the heck with it. The heck with it. So here it is. Now we're cool. Now we're cool. This is the official debut, pre-debut with the fabulous and awesome
And does
Catherine
anyone
Bernard.
know that it's
For those
your
of you that
birthday?
don't know. No. Well, if they look on Facebook, they know it's my birthday. But
Happy
yes,
birthday.
it's my birthday. And I'm spending it with you. How awesome is that? So look, we'll do this. We'll do now I can see, and we're still cool on the Cool People show with the glasses happening. All right. Well, so let's see. It may refresh eventually. Yes, that's true. And Dorothy's here. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Josh Green. On the other hand, other Blab I was attending this morning never happened. So kudos for getting it up and running. And then Marvin's here.
We need
Marvin,
to see his face.
and Catherine and I go
We
way
need to
back.
see his face.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Marvin, so you guys can I think you can
And
call
we
in.
can see your face.
Right? If you hit the little call in circle, and then I'll see who's calling in, and you can chat with us, and that would be fantastic. So the whole premise of the show, Josh Green, let me get you in here. So Josh is boy, this is gonna take a minute to get used to this. Now we have 2 people are calling in. hang on. It's getting exciting. Let's go to Josh Green. There he is. Cyberlink, UCAM. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am birthday blabbing. Instead of doing any serious work that you and I should be doing, I'm here with Catherine, and we're just kind of goofing around on episode 000.
Well, I feel honored to briefly be able to participate in this extravaganza.
Yes. Well, let me introduce everyone here. So Catherine and I have been working together for, I know to you it seems like 15 years, but it's probably more like 5 or 6
on like May 8th.
6. I'm not going to ask why you keep track. It's like I can't. That day I will live in infamy. I remember exactly when this guy darkened my doorstep. And so we've had lots and lots of adventures, and now Catherine runs her own inbound marketing, thought leadership agency, and has lots of clients. And I'm assuming you're there at global headquarters in Colorado, and things are still going swimmingly.
What's happening is it's snowing.
Yeah, what the hell is it with the Colorado
I'm really unhappy
snow?
about it. So
it's just crazy.
April.
Crazy. And then Josh, so let me just give a quick kudos to Josh. Also, Josh is a internet marketing guru, Facebook ads, back-end, funnel, digital marketing ninja. And I know that this term ninja and guru and words like that are overused, but Josh is really one of them.
Well,
so what are you working on today there in global headquarters?
Having had that introduction, I was going to go find my ninja mask to change into, but
yes, it's the cool ninja.
Yes, just oh, very nice. Facebook lead ads. Maybe I will go get my sunglasses as well. But
yeah, exactly. So the premise of the show, and I'd love to we'll start talking about this right now, even though it's episode 00000.0, is smart ideas, tactics, strategies, and tools for thought leading professionals, cool people, smart people, speakers, authors, coaches, consultants, independent professionals, professional service providers. That's really what it's all about. And Dorothy's here. Hi there.
Hi. Oh, good. You've cut me in. They said they were waiting for you.
Yeah, you are. You were in the queue. And so now this is the full blab experience, everyone. We are just blabbing. And so let's start. I guess let's start. Maybe we'll go to Catherine and Josh for some initial ideas about, some of the do's and don'ts and some of the things that you see cool people, smart people doing online. And then Dorothy may have a question, or, you can jump on board with the advice wagon also. So Catherine, based on our almost 6 years together, working with lots of different kinds of speakers, authors, consultants, and other smart people, what are some of the mistakes? What are some of the little goofy things that people should avoid, or even some latest best practices that you're using with your clients? We can either go mistakes, or we can go smart strategies to think about.
Well, what I wanted to say initially when we talked about 6 years, for me, it's how incrementally different social media and technology-based marketing is from 2010. Like, the perfection piece, I think, is part of what many of my clients struggle with. I don't want to put it out until it's perfect. And I think people are wanting more humanistic. I mean, look at this setup right here. No lighting is perfect. No, whatever. We're just people, right? I think people want to see the human side of what you have to offer. And the video piece is making that very, very tangible. But I have a lot of clients that are very resistant to doing what we're doing. I could maybe be one of them. This is pulling me out a little bit out of my comfort zone too. But it's good to see that is effective and that you can make honest connections with people, have a good time, learn something, share knowledge, whatever the case might be, in new mediums. So I think just people being willing to branch out a little bit and try some of these new things like Blab or Periscope or Facebook Live and real ways to connect with people. I think that customers will start to really appreciate that opportunity.
Yes, absolutely right. And I may have mentioned this in one of my other videos that I did earlier. So I just got back from Social Media Marketing World, and all of those guys, they're like way smarter than me about all of this kind of futures, trending stuff. They said that it's live video is humanizing the face of business. Whether you're working for a big giant corporation, small company of one, like some of us are, it used to be, one-to-one, and then social media came on the scene and everything became one-to-many and sort of batch and blast and broadcast and post and share and link and like. And now, and I'm going to blog about this actually, because I think what we're really doing, it's now not only one-to-one or one-to-four as we have it here, it's now actually one-to-one-to-one-to-one-to-one. So it's still one-to-many, but everyone's got a face, everyone's got a voice, and certainly business owners and entrepreneurs and cool people in general, which is the theme of our show, need to be marketing with their voice and marketing with their face. And, people don't only buy our products and services and programs, they buy in large part who we are. And if they resonate with our personality, if they resonate with, the way we look, the way we talk, and it's amazing because people people you say, I'm not really crazy about that guy. He seems kind of slick and slimy. And then you go on a broadcast and lo and behold, that person is indeed slick and slimy, like in real life. So the good news is they're being authentic. I guess the bad news is if they turn people off in traditional media, or if I'm simply not their customer, right? I'm not on their wavelength. I'm not on their wavelength old school, and I'm not on their wavelength when I see them on Blab or Periscope or a Facebook live stream. So yeah, that's a great point. Josh, how about you? Do's and don'ts, things that you've seen with entrepreneurs out there trying to make a splash and get some attention?
For anyone who's not familiar with it, I think retargeting is just a huge starting point. You could do it for fairly low dollars, like a couple bucks a day, and people see you anywhere. So I would say if you haven't done that and want to increase your visibility, that's definitely something to take a look at. It's relatively easy to set up, and is probably something that really gets you off to a strong start if you're early on.
So retargeting, for folks that don't know, give us the quick 2 sentences on what retargeting is and how it works.
If you go to Amazon, you look at a pair of shoes, and then you see that pair of shoes everywhere you go on the web. That's retargeting. It's done usually through Google or Facebook. You just put a small bit of code on your website that builds up an audience, and then start running ads. So typically can take less than an hour to set up, and pretty impactful if you just think about the number of times the internet has seemed to be stalking you lately.
Those damn shoes are following me
It's
everywhere.
ridiculous.
Yes.
It's crazy. Crazy. So Dorothy, I was going to go to Dorothy, but she dropped off. Let me go to the comments here because there's some great comments coming in. So TL is saying our success starts with being trusted, respected, and liked. Absolutely right. And I would say that's true in 1850. It was true in 1950. It'll be true in 2050. But in 2050 or in 2016, we've got some more immediate ways to make that happen. Dorothy said, I love you can see photos across the top of who is here. Nice. Yeah, I made that happen. That was my suggestion. So the little round faces up at the top of the screen, you're welcome. I asked Catherine to set that up, and it took you, 5 minutes? Yeah, it's good. Jumped off the video since I'm not a speaker. Okay, well, but that's the whole point. So let's go to Marvin. This is about to get fun.
You people are in for a treat.
People. This is about to go crazy. So strap in. Cajun Rambo from New Orleans. Why am I not? Oh, you have to hit show callers. Okay. Whew. I'm like hitting Marvin's face.
Marv.
I'm hitting his name. None of that works. There he is. Cajun Rambo.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Cajun Rambo to base, Philadelphia base. How are you? Can you hear me all right?
Loud and not loud and clear. It could be a little bit louder, but clear. Okay, we hear you.
So I think this is like my second time ever on Blab. So I absolutely
good. It's my first. So welcome to the party. You're the seasoned pro.
So I think this is really the topic today, and that is to continue to allow yourself to be vulnerable and to continue to learn. I mean, I'm 54 and you're only 52 years old today. But the reality is we do have to continue to stretch. For those that are listening, I had no website. I had no social media presence. I had no book prior to meeting David Newman and Catherine Bernard. So everything that you ever see on social media, when you Google the name Marvin LeBlanc, quite frankly, it's all their success or all their fault, depending on whether you like it or not. Seriously. So these two people are not just people that are getting on Blab. These are two amazing people that are very capable, because there's a lot of people that can make some promises on the internet of what they can and cannot do. And the reality is what they mostly can't do is deliver on their promises. So I would strongly recommend to follow you two guys. I can't believe The only reason why it just worked out because I was in the middle of a study session because I'm studying for another designation. And so I would much prefer to be in an extroverted mode right here than to study laboriously. So I'm using both of you as an excuse to procrastinate.
Awesome. That's what this is about. That's what cool people do, is they hang out with other cool people so they can avoid doing their cool work that's going to bring in some cool money.
Now, Marvin,
yes,
I want you to briefly share, because I think some of the people that might be watching are hesitant to actually do something like this for their own self or their own business or whatever. And you, I find to be an anomaly in that you have been able to get out of your comfort zone after a number of years of me and other people kind of forcing you. Tell people what it was like, let's just say on that Facebook Live fail we had a few weeks ago. It ended up to be fine, right? It didn't work the way we wanted. It didn't go as planned, but it still managed to reach people. You still managed to get on. The people around you sort of, filled in the gaps. And I thought it was a success.
Yes,
even though,
So after the session was over, I went to the bathroom and I looked, and there was actually no bleeding on my face. So no one actually hit me through the Facebook Live. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you or David even know, but I had no knowledge of the application called Periscope. And David actually, I think he just friended me somehow and invited me to a Periscope probably less than 120 days ago. I did not even embrace Periscope for the first 30 times that I looked at it. And this Blab, I've been told, oh, Marvin, you'd be great on Blab. And my discomfort, whether it was Blab or Periscope or Facebook Live, my discomfort still exists. What I will say to the viewers is this: every single format is a different language. This Blab format has a place that's very different than the Periscope format. The Periscope format is interactive, and so is this, but the Periscope format, with its trailing hearts that you're giving, is a very frenetic experience. And quite frankly, it aggravated the hell out of myself and other speakers because we were having to get used to it, whereas speakers like to actually finish a thought before being constantly interrupted. And in Periscope, the point of Periscope is to constantly interact. And so you have to know the language where you're at. And then on Facebook Live, I've only done 1 or 2 Facebook Lives, and it's totally different than Blab or Facebook Live, than Blab or Periscope. So what we do have to do, I want to congratulate Catherine. Catherine, I've worked with Catherine for over 6 years. I know about her family and all sorts of things. She's been a virtual assistant with me that period of time. And I hardly know anybody that keeps the same virtual assistant for 6 years. Now, I want you to just think of that. Well, in 6 years, okay, this is the first time she's ever been on video. Now, if I have, I've never seen you on video. And so here's a lady that's also embracing the reality. And the reality is when we first started in speaking careers, we wanted to be so perfect, right, David? Everything is our language good. Well, I was screwed right away because of my people say I have a Cajun accent. Man, is that ridiculous? So before, it was all being preoccupied with perfection. And the reality is now there's not enough people preoccupied with authenticity. In other words, imperfection is actually better than being so uptight and so structured that people feel that you're never flexible. And so I think that's what's happening with my audience. Whenever I'm on a Blab or Facebook, a key thing that's worked for me, David and Catherine, and it may work today for you all, and that is there's a lot of people that are in the shadows watching today, or maybe they'll watch a broadcast. And so I always reach out to them and tell them, hey, if you have a question and you're afraid to bring that question up right now on this format, drop me an email privately, and then we can talk privately. And it is amazing how people will come out the woodworks when they've been given a little opportunity that, hey, I'm not going to be attacked. And so that's all I know with my short time of trying to embrace this. But David and Catherine are unbelievable people. And so I predict they'll have many, many more Blab sessions to come. And I'm just learning. I'm trying to go, like right now, I get you guys on iPhone and I can't get you on MacBook. So apparently, now
that's
Alfred,
weird.
Alfred's a geek, so Alfred could tell us if
Alfred can fix anything with technology, man.
Alfred
Technology, past, present, future, awesome.
But David, don't you feel sorry for Alfred? Smart people piss me off because. Really.
If that's your definition, I feel very sorry for Alfred then.
Yeah. The problem with smart people is they have so many choices. I know I only have 6 or 8 cards to keep playing over and over. Okay. But Alfred's got a lot more choices. So maybe Alfred can tell us why I can't get Blab on my MacBook.
The troubleshooting is going to be
don't do it, Alfred. Don't do it.
$7.50 an hour. Yeah, right. Alfred, don't do it. It's not even worth $7.50 an hour.
Right.
You're clear. Believe me.
Sadly, I can't help you much with the Mac. I've lived in the Windows world too long. So
diehard PC guru.
You know, and talk about playing your cards. Well, you know, you can't play with all the cards. So at some point you have to choose what you're going to be good at. And
absolutely,
the Mac was one of those areas that I chose to let somebody else worry about. But
so, what's your take? What's your take on this whole live streaming thing, or even just going back to our earlier topic about do's and don'ts for thought-leading professionals, smart experts?
They sort of all roll together. I mean, I'm a huge fan of face-to-face. Over the past 30 years, I've had a lot of I've had some good friendships with people who I've never seen, let alone be in the same room with. I was early in getting involved in a number of online communities, and so I guess have some predisposition already to be able to connect to people. But I think adding video like this is a huge benefit, and I think one of the important things to remember, in the side we've been talking about Facebook Live and Periscope and Blab and there's all kinds of different platforms. I think the important thing to remember is you want to use the right tool, right? Blab is not the right tool for everything. I wouldn't want to do a webinar with Blab.
Well, and you can't only use one tool.
Right. Exactly. So have, fill your toolbox with all the different things that are available and learn them, and then learn which ones are going to be most effective for you and best for you. The other thing that I wanted to bring up with, related to this being 000, I'm a huge fan of sell it, then build it. Until you find out that there's a need for something, why spend all the effort creating it? Build the market for it, and then go out and make it happen.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. And that's, whether it's a speech, whether it's a training program, whether it's a digital product, whether it's a seminar, a keynote, the best proof of concept is the first sale and getting the check in the bank. And then we figure out, I guess it's time to deliver the goods.
Right, now I go build it. I've already got the rough sketch in mind, but I don't have to build it until I've actually sold it. So,
right. as opposed to spending 6 months sweating in the basement and building and creating and shooting video and creating documents and lesson plans and God knows what. You take it to market and crickets.
Yeah, I know. As Marvin has been in on some conversations with me in the past, one of my favorite mistakes is building what I know people need, as opposed to what they want.
Yep.
And you know, and I've gone down, you know, dead end roads repeatedly. You know, it's what we all have, our favorite mistakes that we repeat, and that's probably mine. But you know, selling it then building it gets you out of that trap. You know, because you know, as you sell it, people will tell you what they want it to be, and you know,
or even that pilot group will help you shape it and tune it and strengthen it for the next group coming.
And that's what I learned from you about using surveys, even for the tiniest project. Let your market tell you what it ought to be.
Absolutely right. Well, so let's go. So, Catherine, I want to go back to you for a moment. And
Dave, I'm going to jump off and open up my slot for somebody else. So, thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Thanks, Alfred. Great to see you. Yeah. So, Catherine, catch people up on your empire as it now sits. What does what's Colorado Rambo up to these days?
So,
give us the,
as always,
client roster, the project. What's keeping you busy?
I've got a number of clients, all very varied, if you will. Lots of little projects. My whole mantra in the last 6 years has been, I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Because I'm not an expert really in anything, but I certainly have been able to learn a lot from a lot of different people who have showed me the way. One of the fun things that I've...
You see this face right here? This face? I'm not an expert in anything.
You're not buying it?
You're an expert at many things, and you're a little bit too self-deprecating, my friend. And Marvin's going, hell yes.
One of the things that I've had a privilege of being involved in lately is helping Andy Paul with his new podcast, Accelerate. And we're on our 150th episode since October. And that has been a very interesting process from the ground up that I hadn't had an opportunity to work on or produce a podcast, or, you know, I'm doing all the back end stuff. He's doing all the interviews and that type of thing, but it's been very educational and interesting how that medium is still sort of not dead.
No, not
coming
at all.
back.
I think podcasting is bigger than ever.
Yeah, bigger than ever.
Turning around here, I wanted to see if I had Andy's book on my bookshelf, but it's in the other room, so I couldn't just reach over
and grab it. Yeah, he's
Yeah, no, I think podcasting is huge, and what a lot of people are doing now is they're repurposing, like this blab right here. And this is just kind of informal, you know, there's no real topic. There's just a kind of like welcome and here's the party. But the future blabs that we'll be doing, and that you guys are all more than welcome to do, kind of, you know, the hot seats and hop in and call in, is they will have a topic, they will have a featured guest, and they will have a focus. And so those can easily be repurposed into YouTube videos, podcasts. You strip out the audio and you get the MP3, you upload that. So you can spend 1 hour or 2 hours a week creating content here, and then recycle, repurpose, do a transcript, do show notes, do related downloads, and that takes care of your content marketing forever, basically.
Yep. Yeah. It's interesting because
podcasts are huge now.
It's fascinating that there's still a number of people that really want the transcript. They want to read it. Not as many, obviously, that want to listen to it. And their time is valuable. So if they can consume it in a fashion that works for them, whether that's on just audio, whether that's, you know, tuning in live to the podcast, or however that looks for them, it's nice that technology has allowed us to do exactly what you just said. Strip out the video, use the audio, put it on YouTube, you know, all these different ways that we can utilize one piece of content, which is great.
Right. I also want to make a mention that are the little hands down here? Is it the other corner?
There.
Okay, so it's like flipped. So these hands, when Blab was new, they called them feels.
Oh.
And so you give people feels, you know, and it's like, whoa, that's not quite right. That's so for months and months, it was like, hey, give me a feel. It's like, no. Now they're called props.
Better
so
choice.
As you see people come on, like, you know, if you want to give Marvin some props here, I'm not going to feel them. I'm not going to feel Marvin. We're close, but we're not that close. And these are now props. And so when you hear someone says something and you agree, it's kind of like the hearts on Periscope. So it's not feels anymore. It's props. Don't feel strange about it.
Hallelujah.
So where do you hit the props? I guess it's props.
You hit the hands.
The little hands, the little clapping hands, the little.
Okay, so I would hit the hand right there.
Yep.
And
yep.
Okay, now I'm over. Okay, now I'm hanging up. Oh boy.
Welcome to my world.
I think you flipped your camera. There you go. There you go.
Okay, so let's see if I do. Okay.
So you're on your phone or your iPad?
Well, I'm only on this iPhone 6 Plus because I couldn't get it on my iPad or MacBook to work.
Oh, that's right. You had the tech issues. Yes. Got it. Yeah. So this is like a brave new world here, and you can do a single person blab, which I don't really see the point, but 2, 3, 4 people. So for the folks that are new to the platform, it's worth experimenting. And here's the secret. The secret is if you're not quite sure that you know what you're doing yet, call it episode 000. Then people go, oh, well, he didn't know what the hell he was doing, so it's episode 0. Let's just see what this train wreck looks like.
Yeah.
David, you just gave me an idea. Imagine a sales manager over 3 salespeople in a region, and he wants to discuss with his 3 salespeople that morning before they go out and make their calls. He could get on Blab just like this, or if he had 30 people, they could circulate on this 4-pane process. But if the sales manager has 3 direct reports, I could see them using this. This seems to be more of an advantage than, say, if they were on a private Periscope. And I don't know about Facebook Live. On Facebook Live, right. I couldn't see 3 of my salespeople, right?
Well, I think Periscope and Facebook Live, as of right now, it's still single-person broadcasting.
Yes.
You can't do this.
Right.
Now, that might be coming, and, I'd be careful with Facebook because Facebook wants to take over live streaming video, period. They're very serious about it.
Yeah, I think it's quality. I think it's more quality when a person can visually look at another person. It's still not better than a hug and a cup of coffee. Okay, I still prefer that because I think that might be whatever, my own personality, see somebody face to face. But at least right here, this is better than Periscope from the standpoint that on Periscope, I can't see them and they can see me. On Facebook, Facebook Live, I can't see them, but they can see me. And on here, we can see each other. Skype, we can see each other. But every one of them has advantages and disadvantages. And I think it's all a horse race right now. I don't see.
Yes.
Certainly, Facebook Live probably should have the inside track simply because their audience base is exponentially larger than any other audience base. So, and they have the resources to. There's no reason that they shouldn't be the 8-5 favorite at the line. Right.
Absolutely. Let me give everyone a quick tech tip while we're here, because again, this show is just episode 000. This means we can all do whatever the heck we want. So I just bought this. This is just natural lighting. I think we all have kind of natural lighting. No one has anything fancy. I've got a window over here. That's why my face is like, woo. But this thing is pretty cool. It's called a chat light. Chat light. And you get this at chatlight.com. And we'll see how this works. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to put it on top of my webcam. This is probably way too bright right now. Is that better? Worse? Same? I'm always worried about the reflection in my glasses, because to see the computer, I need glasses now. So this is, you can put this on top of your iPad. There's a clip. Can you see there's a clip there? And it's also expandable. So if you have a little bit of a thicker monitor, you just clip this on the top of your phone. Let me get my phone here. So if I was traveling around, like at Social Media Marketing World, people had these on their phone. And there's a cutout I mean, you look like a weird geek, but there's a cutout for the camera. You see how I just clipped it on there? So you clip it on here, and this back is expandable. It's kind of spring-loaded. And then when you do either a periscope or anything else, you turn this puppy on, and if you're in bad lighting, this is too harsh when it's this close to me. And it's got two settings. It's got high and medium, right? So you can moderate it here a little bit. But you see a lot of, I was on Blab last night just poking around. You see a lot of these people like literally in their basement, and it's dark and it's creepy, and they're got bad shadows, and they're on a phone, so they're looking like this. They look like they're 7 feet tall, and it's scary. It looks like scary, creepy, weird people in their basement. So if this chat light thing would be useful, I don't get any money for this, at least not yet. And I just bought one, and it arrived a couple days ago. So chatlight.com. I think Catherine may have had a little technical glitch and popped off, so I'm hoping she'll come back in.
I want to
I
want to piggyback on that, David. For those of
Sure.
you that also the same way you have that chat light, which that's the first time I've ever seen that product. A product that serves the same purpose except for your smartphone, your iPhone, is a product called Lumee, 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 Lumee. And what Lumee does is exactly the same thing. For instance, I just turned on the light, and Lumee is designed because it's basically similar to the same principle of a lady's makeup mirror. So that Lumee actually takes the shadows out of your face. And I think it was $19.95, Lumee.com. And also, I'm not an affiliate either, so there's no monetary anything in there. But Lumee will work on an iPhone 6 Plus. And chat light, that's the first time I saw that. We'll take the shadows out. The other thing I'm seeing is I think there's more of an.
So I just dropped the link. I'm trying all the features.
I wondered.
So there it is. There it is. Wherever that Lumee is, I typed in Lumee, and you can then share a web link with your folks. They click on it, they go there, and then boom.
Now,
and Marvin, if you were an affiliate, then we could make some money for you.
No doubt, man. So right now, we're giving some unbelievable publicity. Here's the thing. Actually, you can't say that they can't get value from this rather unscheduled topic, because the fact is, when a guy like him can drop in Lumee and we go into all these discussions, that is where the juice is. It's when you put 4 or 5 or 6 minds together in a same room, man, that is where the magic is. This is actually the future of economics right here, folks, and that's called collaboration. You cannot do it alone. You are going to die. You are not going to make it in business if you don't collaborate. And so this is a perfect example that one idea leads to another, and then this expert over here, David, drops in the Lumee so that you can even see it. That's very valuable. And man, this gets me excited. And I almost wasn't excited this morning, right, Bronco? By the way, this is Bronco Bernard. She's not Catherine Bernard. She's Bronco Bernard. And you refer to her for the whole year as Champion Princess, because
that's right.
For a year, her Denver Broncos are the champion, whether we like it or not.
And I went and froze my butt off at a number of games cheering those freaks on. Marvin, that one game when you texted me and said, "Are you at the game?" I said, "Yeah." You said, "You're my hero."
She was at the Broncos game, and I was in Louisiana under an electric blanket watching it on television. I'm not kidding.
As soon as you guys talk football, like I'm out. What? I'm out. Like you guys need to have like the football blab.
Yes.
So you need to have the football blab. Alfred chimed in the moment we started talking tech, which I love.
Yes.
I jumped back in because of on the collaboration and sharing ideas thing. Basically, one of the things I wanted to tell people about, I know, David, you're a big fan of lead pages.
Yeah.
And one of the things about lead pages, this ties back to what I was talking about earlier. The guy behind lead pages sold a lot of the things, including lead pages, before he actually built them. He's done that. He's repeated this over and over again. Yeah, that's sort of their corporate strategy. Anyhow, he's doing a a training starting next month that you get free if you have a Lead Pages membership. And you have to have one of their annual memberships, but still it's a pretty good value. I love it because it's so much more than just a landing page builder. It does A/B tests. It gives you great analytics. They've got this new drag and drop feature that works pretty well. If you haven't checked it out, there's a whole lot to like about it. If you sign up for if you sign up for if you sign up for a membership by midnight tonight, you can get in on that free training that they're going to be doing about the whole strategy about how they develop and market before they actually sell it. You've already put your link in there.
I popped it in there for folks if they want to have a look at it.
I'm going to put my link in. I don't know if you have this one for these also, David, but if you take this one, this is the link that goes straight to the this new offer that they're doing for tonight that expires tonight. But
fantastic.
The one that Dave put up is his affiliate link. So you click on his first, so he gets the credit, and then you can go click on mine. And
I think isn't it? But it's on their homepage for everyone. I think
this new offer.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I haven't gone to look at the homepage to see if it's there. Click on Dave's first in any case. But if it doesn't have it there, you can get to it through mine. But,
sure.
I'm really looking forward to it. It should be a really useful training.
And the class is about list building, lead generation, how to use Lead Pages and get results with it quickly.
It is, yeah. I mean, but it's not just. One of the things I love about Lead Pages training, and they have a lot of really excellent free training, Facebook advertising, funnel building, all this stuff, and most of it is independent of Lead Pages. You can just take all the same concepts and apply them using other tools.
Right.
It's agnostic. I mean, they say, this is how you can do it with our product, but you can also do it other ways as well. I think the thing that's exciting to me about this program that they're doing is it's got a huge coaching component. Clay Collins is the guy who co-founded Lead Pages, but Bob the teacher, I keep blanking on his real last name, but anyhow, they're going to be doing coaching as a major component of this training session that's going to go, I guess, through May. It's like 6 or 8 modules that they're going to be going through. So it's really a lot more strategic than it is just execution. So
got it.
If you're trying to figure out how to sell it, then ship it. This is, to me, that's pretty much what this is going to be about.
Yes, absolutely. And Lead Pages is using the strategies, but of course it's way easier using Lead Pages. I mean, it's a great way to collect a list of people who are interested in this topic that you're floating out there that you may or may not build a program around. But if you have a list of 13 people, it might be, no go. You float something else out there. They opt in for that. And now you have 300 people that want that second thing. There's your go-to-market green light. The happy surprise for me, I mean, one of the things about Lead Pages that for people who don't know, it integrates with all your other tools. So whether you're using MailChimp or Constant Contact or iContact or whatever, it links to your mail list manager. It links to Webinar Jam. It links to your just all the different tools that you would use. You can integrate directly with it, which is cool. But the thing that absolutely blew me away was one time I was doing something and somebody suggested that my landing page would be better if I'd changed it this way. I was in literally 3 minutes. I was able to go in and make the change, but I was able to make it as an A/B test. And I was able to find out whether or not the suggestion was better or not. Yeah. And in about 4 or 5 days, I knew that the change was clearly better because it converted had about a 5 to 10 point better conversion rate than the other page. Yeah.
Which was unintuitive to me. I thought the first one was definitely going to be the winner, and it wasn't. So it's to me, it saves me so much time and money.
It's a great tool for sure.
The thing I like so much about it. Anyhow,
absolutely right.
Glad you introduced me to it. So,
yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll jump
All
off
right.
again.
Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Marvin, you have anything to add real quick? So we can maybe open up two more seats, and for folks that are just itching, they're itching to come in here and give Catherine and me a hard time.
I was going to transition to another question for Catherine. However,
Sure.
I can relinquish my seat here if you want to bring in somebody else. How do I actually get off? Do I just hit the X? So
Just click your little X, and then you can pop back in again anytime.
Okay. The question I have for her, and then I'll pop off, is Catherine has also continued to progress over these 6 years. And so there's people right now on this blab. Obviously, it's going to be brand new for them. So if you was to close your eyes and tell all of us, what does that perfect prospect profile look like? In other words, this is not a time for you to be shy. Marvin, here's where I kick ass at. And if people will call me, this is the problem that a lot of my customers have that I can eat up right away, because there's people right now that need your services. They don't even know what question to ask you to get the help. So if you could help us with that, and certainly, David, that's certainly a question that you can share with us, because there's a lot of people that don't really understand, well, what does that mean, speaker marketing expert? So answer that question, and I'll say goodbye. Peace, love, and gumbo if I don't come back on.
Awesome. Excellent. I think Marvin asked us both like 3 questions in there. So Catherine, why don't you kick us off with the first question you heard, and then your answer for him.
So I don't listen to Marvin hardly ever. I just sort of, smile and take notes and do what I said.
Let me summarize. I think he said, could you share the mojo that you offer people with the world, and how they can get a slice of it if they realize that they can only get so far being the soloist in their business, and they might need some support and help and acceleration by employing your fabulous services like he and I have.
So I would love to say that I have a whole bunch of knowledge and that type of thing. I do figure things out. I can figure stuff out. However, the one thing.
Remember, you're personally trained by me for like 4 out of those 6 years, so it's like I got nothing. This guy gave me nothing. It's useless. It's all useless.
My perfect prospect. I heard that. My perfect prospect is someone who is willing to learn. It's the people who already think they know, to exactly Alfred's point. People do that even in their social media marketing. They don't take the time to do the research about where do my prospects sit? Where do my people live? What do they want from me? They think they already know. So people who are willing to sort of adapt and change and learn with the constant technology changes and the constant products coming on the market and that type of thing, those people are ideal for people like me to work with, because I am trying to help people make the best of what they have in front of them. But if they're not willing to adapt or make changes, or they don't see the value in social marketing or technology-based marketing, they'll say, well, am I really going to get someone to book me off Twitter?
Right.
Probably not. I'm not going to lie to you. But if you aren't on Twitter, is someone going to overlook you?
Yeah.
Probably. I have conversations all the time with people about, well, is social media really going to get me business?
Right.
Well, without it, are you going to how much business are you going to lose? Because the people are constantly checking each other out online. What's your stick? How do you, so I think that for me is the biggest. So let me
can I give you a little rant off of that? So I think, there are people who are, and we've worked with some of them in the past. They're just micromanaging everything. Like I can't tweet after 9 p.m. and I shouldn't be tweeting after 7 a.m. So any kind of Twitter automation, whether it's Hootsuite or Buffer or anything else, you have to schedule it so that it looks like it's really me. And everything, it has to be this kind of picture and not that kind of picture. So the lack of willingness to delegate, the lack of willingness to let go, the lack of willingness to really see clearly what is a good use of your time, where you can really leverage your unique advantage, your unique genius, and what should be simplified, eliminated, delegated, or outsourced. People who just hang on to their business for dear life, including things that maybe they're not good at, but they're just afraid, of course, and this is the cliche of a lot of people who don't delegate, is if I want it done right, I have to do it myself. When I started hiring fantastic people, Catherine being the first, and realized that they could often do things better, faster, and smarter than I ever could. And when you say I'm good at figuring things out, that is a gross understatement. You are brilliant at figuring things out, and more importantly, brilliant at making things happen. And then here's the other piece. I think for a business owner or a speaker, author, consultant, coach, any kind of solopreneur, to have acceleration in their business, you need to have parallel processing. So if you delegate to someone, and this could be like with Josh with the retargeting, this could be Catherine doing all the fabulous things that she does, this could be hiring a copywriter, someone else who is doing work in parallel with you. Now you are keeping up with them, and it sparks your momentum to get off your ass and make something happen, because you know that you're delegating a project or a piece of a project. As soon as that comes back onto your plate, you have to be ready with the next step. So it's kind of a forced, I don't want to say accountability, it's really forced acceleration. That as soon as you start hiring and delegating and partnering with really smart, capable people, your business will start to go, because you got to keep up with the folks that you've hired to help you.
Yep, absolutely.
So that is really, really, really important. So, I'll tell you, I was watching a blab yesterday or Wednesday, and it was my friend Terry Brock was being interviewed by somebody, and I realized that I'm wearing a t-shirt. I wasn't dressed like this. I'm like wearing like gym clothes, and I was like, do I call in? Do I not call in? Do I? I said, you know what? This is blab. You're not supposed to be dressed in a blazer and a shirt and have beautiful lighting and have your chat light, or it just come as you are. So if there's folks, 88 folks have sort of come and gone. I think we have 18 folks now currently live with us. If you're in sweatpants, if you're not fully made up with hair and makeup and whatever, hop in, join us. Just, for 2, 3, 5 minutes, whatever it is. We'd love to see you. There's no judgment. There's no craziness. I mean, the comments along the side are nice, but let's see your smiling face. I'm not sure if
David, what's your
full
plan
hair and makeup.
for...
I don't think he did, but he was brave and dove in anyway.
David, what's your plan for, what does this look like for you in the future? You talk about bringing in different guests. You talk about topics. Do you already have sort of a plan in place?
I do. So, and I started doing this, interestingly, with Skype and Skype and Zoom.us. Just doing sort of video interviews one-on-one, kind of a sterile, hey, let's just talk, and then it's edited and you can clean it up and so forth. I said, you know what? Why am I doing this on Skype? Why am I doing this in private? Why, and then you publish it, and then it's this, it's good, but it's this static video that you have. And there's no conversation, there's no collaboration. You don't get other smart people to jump in and get to talk to your guest or get to ask a question or get to interact like we have here. So I think what I was planning on doing with the Skype interviews and with the Zoom.us interviews is just move all of that to Blab, and you still get the video asset. You can still edit after the fact. If someone comes in and starts, kind of going crazy or whatever, you can always edit, just like you can edit Skype or you can edit the Zoom video. But it's going to be, really, when I said cool people, that's what it is. It's entrepreneurs, thought leaders, folks that are up to doing cool things, like Gary Patterson, for example, who just hopped in. Gary probably isn't a full suit and tie because he's always in a full suit and tie. So we'll see if I predicted this one correctly. No, just the shirt, just the dress shirt.
Well, my wife told me I had to take off my sweatshirt and whatever, like you mentioned earlier.
Very nice. How are you doing, my friend?
Well, question for you too. I just got invited into a Google Hangout panel that's coming up. Any words of wisdom on that? Because what I'm hearing all of y'all say is it's one at a time. It's been, I haven't done it in about 6 or 8 months. It's not going to be 3. It's going to be 1. Any suggestions from you or the other people?
Well, so Google Hangouts is like this, or it's supposed to be like this. My big problem with Google Hangouts, I was just at Social Media Marketing World, and they stuck a microphone in my face, and they say, what do you think of Blab? And I said, well, Blab is what Google Hangouts should have been. And then sadly, this guy was like he had a Google sponsorship, or he was like, well, okay, so those opinions don't really reflect my. I'm like, hey, dude, you asked, and so I'm telling you. I could never get onto a Google Hangout, much less host one, without hitting 17 different buttons, going 12 different places, rebooting my browser 3 or 4 times. It was just a living nightmare to work with that Google Hangouts platform and Hangouts on Air and all of this stuff. So if you're thinking of doing something yourself, not being a guest, because when you're a guest, you have to be on their platform. But as far as doing something like this, Gary, I would totally recommend just get comfortable with Blab, do 1 or 2, and you'll have it. It's like riding a bicycle. Very, very easy. And I wouldn't touch Google Hangouts with a 10-foot pole ever again if I had a choice.
They invited me. There's no choice.
Yeah, exactly. So that's, you kind of just, take part and be your charming, smart self, and you'll be fine. But as far as a platform that you can really embrace for the things that you want to do, I prefer Blab to Google Hangouts like 10-1. And Cheryl's here.
I'll leave for Cheryl, who just showed up. How do I text in a comment? I kept trying to find a way to send a chat to you and couldn't hit it anywhere.
Send a check. Well, checks you can't do, but you can in the right hand sidebar. Of course, there's the comments where it says send a message. Just type in that little box in the lower right corner.
Yeah, never saw it. Okay, I'll keep looking.
I hate when people can't send me checks. That's terrible. So Cheryl, what's up with you? Comments, thoughts? What do you think of this crazy platform?
I love this. This is fabulous. A lot of what I do is teaching people how to relate to other people before they sell. So a lot of it is obviously mirroring behaviors, body language, verbal and nonverbal skills. This is perfect because it allows me to do this long distance, and I can literally do the body language and the Italian descriptions and all that kind of thing. I love it, and it allows me to coach much more effectively. This is just awesome. Love it. Good.
Now, have you started hosting your own Blabs?
Not yet. This is the first exposure I've had to it, but you better believe I'm going to do more. And I think it's a great way for my clients to relate. There's a lot of home-based businesses. I deal with travel agents who deal from a home-based position. So, one of the problems is they can't relate face to face. So to build that trust and to build that relationship, I think if they use this with their clients, I think that's going to make a difference in sales. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Well, and so BO Your Biz said, are there any buyers on Blab? And so here, I think to Cheryl's point, if your buyers aren't on Blab, so maybe you shouldn't spend a lot of time on Blab, right? There's no one size fits all for anybody. But what I did when I sent the email and I put the blog post out there and I put this on social media, say, hey, join us for episode 000. Part of what I'm having fun with is bringing my audience to Blab and say, hey, I'm just trying this out for the next few months. We'll see how it goes. Someone earlier put in the comments, does that mean Periscope is dead? Does that mean Periscope is so last year? Well, I'll tell you, Periscope is losing market share to Facebook Live because now everyone's on Facebook Live. You know why? Because you're already on Facebook. So if you're already on Facebook, why would you go somewhere else to get that same kind of Periscope functionality? And interestingly, you guys might remember Periscope and Meerkat came out around the same time last summer. Meerkat's now gone. They said, hey, we're no longer doing, they've suspended their service, which means we're going out of business.
Yeah.
So Meerkat, which was so hot and so embraced by all the gurus, is now 6 feet under. Will Periscope follow? I don't know. Blab, of course, is the conversation platform, more so than it is a broadcast platform. And Facebook Live is probably going to be a serious player just because it's tied to Facebook.
Yeah.
But so if your audience isn't on Blab, I love what Cheryl just said. Maybe there's some value in you being the Sherpa and you being the guide and you introducing your people to new technologies and new tools and new platforms to help them connect with their audience.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because you got that conversation thing going, and that you have a conversation, it's interaction rather than transaction all the time, hitting them with the sale.
Right.
Let's talk about it, because as you know, a conversation can change direction with just a word. So this is a great opportunity to catch that word and get that conversation back on track or moving in the direction it needs to go. So I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
And it's sort of the best of live and recorded, because, and again, this whole thing, we're not going to edit this because it's episode 000. So it's awesome. It's perfect just the way it is. But if someone does take your blab off track, number one, you as the facilitator, just as if you were in a physical room together, you would get back in control of the situation and simply edit out later that 3 or 4 minutes from the video that you're going to post on your YouTube channel, or the video that you're going to post on your website, or the video that you're going to put up on Wistia or Vimeo or wherever it ends up. So it's really the best of both. It's the best of live, and then because you get the raw video later to edit to your heart's content, you can't lose. You can't lose. And I think the conversation is so valuable.
Absolutely. Bringing it 1-to-1 almost, Yeah.
Well, 1-to-1-to-1-to-1-to-1, right?
Exactly.
I'm not sure how many that's going to end up being, like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, but lots of ones after it.
1 million.
That's right. $1 million. 1 million blab followers.
Exactly.
Very good.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time. I'll get off so someone else can jump.
Yes, Cheryl, thanks for chiming in. It's great to see you. All right, so a couple more minutes. We're getting some questions in. How would I do a private one-on-one? I think you can mark blabs private. You can just have a private blab the way you set it up, and then you share that link with only the people that you want to see it.
Yes,
so thank you. See, this is a perfect example. I said, Catherine, you're my new co-host for the Cool People Show, and we'll be doing these, And so she investigates, she plays, she preps, knows more about it than I do, and we're in episode 1 or 0. We're episode 0. It's like, yes, you can definitely do that, and here's the button, and here's how, and here's what you do.
I said, what do I need for background? You're like, log in with Twitter and get an account.
And that's
okay,
the
thanks.
extent of my blab knowledge. So you guys will never see a how to blab course from me. You might see a how to blab course from Catherine or from Marvin or from Cheryl or from Alfred, but not from me. Where are you storing your videos after the broadcast? I'm probably going to put them up on Wistia. I'm a huge believer in Wistia is great. Wistia is a video marketing platform. And I'll do our trick again here. And Catherine, you can pop these in too. Don't be shy. You can just share links and go crazy in here. But so if you don't know about Wistia, oh my God, spelling does count. I've got these progressive glasses. So I don't need glasses for up here, and I totally need glasses to look down here so I'm not misspelling Wistia.com. And so let's see if we can get that going for you. There it is. Great video platform. I've got some marketing videos up there. I've got some free content. My video blogs, when I upload them, it's a Wistia link. And you've seen these. It's got the cool little player with the progress bar and the sharing links built in. And you can collect emails with it. You can have a call to action once they're done playing the video. Very, very cool. So, the episode 000 has started to become a tech tools and recommendations show, but that's okay. We didn't know what it was going to be. So you guys are asking, we're answering. That's part of the ball game. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you, B.O. B.O., you're busy. And B.O., what's your first name? B.O. is probably not the acronym that you want me to call you. David, you're an excellent host. Well, the only advantage I may have is a little bit of enthusiasm. and a little bit of bravery of being fearless and looking foolish. So case in point, cool people. This is about the cool people show. You guys are all cool because you're all here. And we'll wrap this up in a couple of minutes. I actually have a call coming up. Catherine has a life to go back to.
I do as well.
Actually productive work. Unlike me that's kind of sitting here having fun kissing the dog. Oh, I have to tell you, you guys may or may not know, and I did not post this on Facebook, Woofy the Wonder Dog and I share a birthday. So not only is it my birthday, which is awesome, but for the past 11 years, because Woofy just turns 11 today, I have totally sublimated my birthday, and April 29th is Woofy's birthday as well. Woofy the Wonder Dog. So and Woofy has a website, so of course you're going to get that. I got to keep my head up so I can get my progressives going here. There it is. So where'swoofy.com. If you want to check out Woofy the Wonder Dog's website, my dog has a website, of course. Did I screw that up? Did I misspell that too? I don't know what I'm doing here.
Woofy?
Yeah, where's with an H, where's, and then WOOFIE. See if we can get that going for people. No, that didn't work. What the heck? I'm not sure what's going on with the Woofy's website. May need maintenance, but ordinarily it would be where'swoofy.com. So I don't know if you can get to it in a browser, but I can't put it in the share window. So, all right. So Deborah says my doggy's birthday was April 20th and is 11. Also, look at that. Their moms were pregnant at the same time. So Deborah, what kind of dog is your dog? What breed? Because Woofy is a black lab. Happy birthday, Woofy. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Get Woofy on. Well, she's snoring on the sofa out here. She's out here in our yeah. Oh, Dachshund. Thanks. Fantastic. Dachshund. I think Dachshund and Black Labs would be great because they can kind of just go right over and under each other, kind of just pass over. It's like the truck and the Yugo. Just the Yugo can go right under the big 18-wheeler. All right, team. What else do we have? Any closing thoughts, final comments, closing questions from anyone? Catherine, was this as much fun for you as I was hoping or no?
Yes.
More fun than you were hoping.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's great. Anyone just want to come on for our last couple of minutes here? Closing thought. Skype, are you still using? Well, so if that question is for me, I am moving away. I'm probably not going to do a lot of things. The only challenge with scheduling is you do have to I think you have to schedule the blabs so people know that it's coming up. And if you're talking to kind of busy, famous, successful people, you say, hey, can you come on Friday at 11? They go, no. And it's like, okay, well, then I'll use Skype and we'll do it to fit their schedule. But, ordinarily you can say, hey, and you can also move the time of your show. It's not always going to be Friday, 10:30 a.m. because for the California folks, it's, 7:30 a.m. That's not exactly convenient. So, unlike a lot of regularly scheduled things, I don't think blabs have to be on a consistent, regular schedule. You post it with a couple days notice, you let people know, and then you're off to the races. Because I'm not always going to be available, for example, Friday at 10:30, and Catherine's not always going to be available Friday at 8:30 in Bronco country. I use Blab to record many podcast interviews, then post the raw uncut interview to YouTube and edit the audio into my podcast. Awesome. And that's Scott Cooksey, my buddy Idea Charger. Idea Charger on Twitter, Idea Charger on Blab. Blab. That's fun to say. Blab. Just do the cheeks. Blab. All right, team. Well, Catherine, any final thoughts from you? Let's throw it over to you for the big close.
No, I appreciate the opportunity. It's been fun, and I look forward to what you've got cooking in the future for your little cool people show.
Put our heads together and figure that out. It's going to be an awesome episode number 1. So stay tuned, everybody, and we will do that probably sometime next week. And this is great. So thank you for chiming in. I did forget to mention one thing that will hit a little bit harder, which is there should be buttons over here on your left-hand sidebar. That says share on Twitter, share on Facebook, share the last 30 seconds. That would be a nice way to get more people into the blab on an ongoing basis. But, you know, I can't do episode 000 and teach you everything about blab at the same time. I'm just glad that we got feels and props squared away. I mean, thank God that people weren't feeling weird about, well, feels, no feels, props.
Not doing that.
Props. So Catherine Bernard, you're awesome. Props to you. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will send a link out to the replay in case you missed some or all of this. And we'll talk next time.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.